for the item on the right, we know that we need to take 1 minus whatever in the chart. But for us to find the chart value, we need to find a z-score, which is to find the z-score, we have to take the data, which is 25.8, minus the mean, which is 22.5, divided by the standard deviation, which is 2.2, which is 25.8 minus 22.5, you have 3.3, divided by 2.2 to have 1.5. What do we do with the 1.5? We go to our chart. And again, I did not give you the whole chart here, but again, on Alex, they will give you the whole chart. You have to be very careful in terms of not to looking for 1.05, but looking for 1.5. So 1.5 is 0.9332. Is that my answer? Hopefully you say no, because we're looking for the item on the right. We need to take 1 minus 0.9332, which gives you 0.0668. And 0.0668, what does that mean? That means 6.68% of the 12-month baby boy are weight more than 25.8 pounds, right? So again, that's the idea, which is again, very small, right? Roughly 7%, right? 7% of all of the 12-month baby boy weight more than 25.8 pounds, which is if you were to if they were to ask you that, okay? So what about less than? Reminder, less than meaning the item on the left, right? The item smaller than what we have, which is in this case, everybody see that again, I just sketched this thing, right? We don't need to be precise. We just need to know which area, which is on the left. We know that the answer is easy. The answer is on your chart. And how do we find the answer on the chart? Well, we need to find the z-score, right? And the z-score will take 23.6 minus 22.5 divided by 2.2, which is again 1.1 divided by 2.2, which is 0.5. And again, if you go to your chart, this is where I ask you to be very careful. Go in the chart, and again, you're looking for 0.5, not 0.05, okay? Or not negative 0.05. Again, be very careful in terms of that. And once you have this thing here, do you agree that the answer, because we're looking for the item on the left, my answer is that answer, which is 69.15% percent of the 12-month baby boy will weigh less than 23 pounds, right? 23.6 pounds, right? So again, same idea, which is now in between. Hopefully you guys remember in between is we're looking for the two items in between here, which is again, this in between is the same as your empirical rule. Empirical rule is between -1 and 1, -2 and 2, -3 and 3. This thing here is between, well, we don't know yet, right? We have to find a z-score. So again, we have to find a z-score for both of them, which is one of them, which is 19.2 minus 22.5, you will get -3.3. And -3.3 divided by 2.2 will give you -1.5. And again, 21.4 minus 22.5 all over 2.2 will give you -0.5. So again, as you can see, this thing here is very close, right? And all of them is below the average. So that's why I have a negative. Everybody see that 19 and 21 is below the 22 average. So that's why our answer, the z-score, is negative, right? So what do we do with this 2 z-score? Reminder, we need to find the percentage, right? The percentage of -1.5 is 0.0668. The percentage of -0.5 is 0.3085. And then what do? We need to take the 2 percentage and subtract among themselves. Please do not take the z-score and subtract among themselves, okay? So we take the percentage and we subtract among themselves. We have 0.2417, which is again 0.2417, which is 24.17% of between this age, right? Not age, this weight. So 24.17% of all of the 12-month baby boy is between the weight of 19.2 and 21.4. Okay? So again, the reason I go fast, if you see that I go a little bit faster, is because this thing here is what we did last week, right? Last Monday. I went in all detail of last Monday. So again, I posted a video from last Monday up on Canvas already. You guys can watch over that video if you need more information on in terms of this thing here. And again, I did not do a lot of animation here because all the detail is on the other one. This is review. It should be review in terms of refresh your memory in terms of this item. Question with number 18. One thing that I missed, or one thing that this review, not that I missed, I just go with the review. One thing that I saw that this review did not have is they did not have a frequency distribution table. Reminder that you have, there's a frequency distribution table on your final exam. This review, they don't have it. So just like I mentioned earlier, beginning of class, ladies and gentlemen, the review that I do right here is the hard copy review, the PDF file review. There is a review on ALEKS, and my advice to you guys is to attempt that review, look over that review. That review, I think, have like 35 questions. Either 35 or 31 questions up there. Is very, very close to the final exam. When I say very close, I mean very close. So again, 32. Thank you. Thank you, Dwayne. So 32 question. So your final exam is only 25 question. So again, the 25 or 27. Rather 25 or 27 question. I don't want to missay it, and then you saw the final exam 27, you figure out it's, I think it's 25, but anyway, it's very close to the final exam. So from now until your final exam, like I mentioned, if you have not finished your homework or your quiz, please go ahead and finish those you have until tonight. Tomorrow, if you've not ready yet, practice your course review on ALEKS.